Hello. Today we are going to be discussing the future directions of the Walt Disney Company through analyzing the previous successes and failures of CEOs and how Chapek can take this information into how he chooses to lead Disney in the coming years. This case analyzes the Walt Disney Company's successes and failures throughout the years and how individual CEOs played a huge part in the growth of this company. This new CEO, Bob Chapek, has huge shoes to fill because he must implement these strategies that can help Disney gain revenue in the current areas that the company is underperforming in. So Chapek can actually reach this success by continuing to instill Iger's three-pillar strategy and using Iger's hands-on approach to allow for more creativity in lower-level employees. Also, if Chapek chooses to invest more money into Disney Parks, consumer products, and technology, Disney can continue to grow and excel in all areas and units of their business. The four CEOs that are most prevalent in this case include Disney's founder, Walt Disney, who actually built Disney on the idea of stressing creativity, innovation, and taking huge risks that pay off. Additionally, we head into Michael Eisner and his 20-year tenure, where he's actually credited with one of Disney's biggest and largest acquisitions of Cap City ABC Studios. Robert Iger actually created the three-pillar strategy that Disney now uses today, and he helped to reconcile the company after Eisner left. Additionally, Michael Chapek, Disney's newest and present CEO, though he hasn't spent much time in the company, he intends on turning operations into more effective business strategies than his predecessors.
Disney has a plethora of revenue outlets in areas such as movies, amusement parks, cable broadcast television networks, streaming services, cruises, and also their retailing. Disney's international theme park market has stretched to several countries, some including France, China's Shanghai location, as well as Japan. However, their global footprint stretches across several continents. Their two most successful locations have been in North America, which is Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida. And because of how successful these two locations have been, it provides Disney with most of its revenues. In 1995, Disney acquired Cap Cities ABC for $19 billion. It was the second largest acquisition in U.S. history. This deal made Disney the biggest media entertainment company in the U.S. It also ended up providing them with worldwide distribution outlets. Later on in 2006, Disney acquired Pixar and gained access to blockbuster hits, and it ended up turning them into a billion-dollar franchise. The Disney franchise is also lined up annually with superhero movies, live-action entertainment, and animated classics. Some of these examples would be, but not limited to, Black Panther, Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, Lion King, and also Frozen 2. In November of 2019, Disney also made its new streaming service, Disney Plus, available to consumers. They did this in order to compete with other big streaming services like Netflix. Once having developed the streaming service, Disney also made it a point to remove their movies from Netflix in order to eliminate competition and conflict of interest.
Disney's four strategic business units are Media Networks, Parks and Resorts, Studio Entertainment, and Consumer Products and Interactive. Media Networks have generated $24.5 billion as their biggest source of income. They are involved in cable networks, broadcasting, and radio businesses. Parks and Resorts have generated $20.3 billion in revenue and consists of Disneyland California, Disney World, Aulani Disney Resort and Spa, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and the Disney Vacation Club. The company also owns 47% of Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, 43% of Shanghai Disney, and 81% of Disney Paris. The company also charges royalties, licensing, and consulting fees to Disneyland Tokyo. Studio Entertainment has generated $10 billion in revenue and has acquired major corporations such as Marvel, Lucasfilms, 21st Century Fox, and Touchstone Banners. With all these platforms, Disney plans on releasing a dozen movies a year. Consumer Products and Interactive have generated $4.65 billion in revenue with merchandising, publishing materials, streaming services, and games. Adapting to the streaming market, Disney owns Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu. To compete with Netflix, Disney is going to bundle all three services for $12.99, the same price consumers pay for Netflix services. Each segment is involved in business acquisitions that have made their unit stronger as a whole. Since the beginning of the company, the landscape of media has changed Disney and has had to evolve. With the steady decline of cable, the media networks division is suffering, but the consumer products and interactive is improving through Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. Before Bob Chapek's promotion, Robert Iger established 3 pillars to set the company's goals moving forward. These pillars consisted of generating the best content possible, fostering innovation as well as utilizing the latest technologies, and expanding into new markets around the globe. Iger wanted Disney to think more like a technology company, so he invited business moguls such as Jack Dorsey, Steve Jobs, and Sheryl Sandberg onto the board of directors in hopes of generating new ideas to move the company forward. In addition, Iger is prioritizing quality over quantity and is only focusing on building on billion-dollar franchises through live-action movies, YouTube content creators, and animated films. Iger's innovative techniques gives Chapek a solid platform to begin his position as CEO. However, we have some recommendations to help him move forward.
Disney should be focusing on improving the quality of the parks, merchandise, and services they currently own, instead of expanding or buying out more media outlets. Because more consumers are choosing streaming over live TV, it is recommended that Disney focus on improving and promoting consumer appeal to their streaming service to beat out competitors. Specific recommendations for implementation include the addition of exclusive content only available on their service and the addition of live streaming to Hulu. Disney should focus on improving the appeal and cultural presence in their international parks. The company should have a team of experts whose sole focus is on incorporating the parks into the culture they are located in through the considerations of local customs and preferences in order to increase consumer appeal within each respective region. Disney relies on North America to pull in most of its revenue. For this reason, it is important that focus always be placed on consistently maintaining appeal in this region. Expansions of current parks and continuous creation of high-quality events are what make the consumer experience magical and encourage retention of loyal fans and customers. The focus here should be placed on quality, not quantity, and current assets should be consistently revamped and reevaluated for potential improvements. Disney needs to incorporate feedback from employees of all levels in decisions from their first-hand experiences with customers. The employees see the business at the ground level and can offer the most beneficial insights on how to improve and reinvent ground concepts. To avoid creating a reputation for greedy executives, Disney also needs to implement a concrete policy for CEO retirement in order to limit any misuse of negotiation on their retirement paycheck. This means not allowing CEOs to push their retirements back in exchange for higher pay. Once a CEO announces their retirement, any negotiations should cease.
Another recommendation we have for Disney is to focus on the business unit that is creating the least amount of revenue for them, which is consumer products and interactive media. This aspect can greatly improve by assigning specialized teams of about 20 exec members to each department of books, gaming, and merchandise to make sure that they are monitoring creativity and original ideas and creating products that people want to see, children want to read, and keeping ideas fresh and new and not what they normally are producing. Another important aspect is reinventing merchandise brands. And this can be done by putting money into the materials, making sure they are of top quality, and bringing in new graphic designers to create a fresh face for these products of Disney. And this creates a lot of buzz around consumers, and they get excited when new lines or clothing launch. Another important aspect for Disney is to focus on the technological advances of the society, and by doing this they can create a Disney app for children and parents to interact with one another, and children can access and purchase ebooks, audiobooks, and interactive games as well that are educational, and the parent can also take part in the child's experience as well. All in all, Disney can really benefit from focusing on the products in parks that they already currently have and making sure that the quality is exceptional rather than quantity and expanding constantly. They can pull back and focus on what they already have. Chapek has the opportunity to advance Disney even further by leading with a hands-off approach and making sure he is fostering creativity and originality within his team. This can be done by giving the employees more responsibility and more chances to make decisions. And under his leadership, they can bring Disney and the magic back.